Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Avakar Kwadash, and double honor to the apostles of the great millstone, and as well as giving the salutations thereof to the Akim out there that's pushing worldwide this truth out of the sincerity of their hearts, and as well as even to the brothers that can't do what we do in furthering the ministry. I say shalom to y'all, and as well as even the sisters on the side supporting us too. It's your brother Laban coming at you with another video, and in this video, as you can already see, this is going to be another MOTB update, as it reads: from mind-controlled brain implants to ID chips in your hand, can we make the human body do more? From eyeglasses to implanted pacemakers, humans have invented ourselves into a larger and more comfortable existence. In doing so, we've been forced to have debates about biomedic ethics. Neil Harbison is a European cyborg with an antenna arcing over his head from the back of his skull, and looking at this with a working mind, you don't want to be out here looking like this, man. You know, your senses should tell you with a working mind that this is not convenient. This is showcasing madness overall, as well as these tech companies or those that are behind them are absolutely going mad because they got all of this money, they got too much power, and their excitement for more power is got them. I wouldn't even use the word verge, but it's got them into the realms of madness, and this is absolutely madness. I mean, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be walking around looking like this. This is ridiculous. This is foolishness. As the scripture says, folly is set in great dignity and the rich sit in low places. And this is absolutely folly at best. You don't get no more foolishness than this right here. But yeah, let's keep going, because I want to show you brothers and a few you sisters something else as well. Because what it's all about at the end of the day is E-Sau wanting to sit in the chair in your mind and controlling you. So let's read this some more. It says, in doing so, we've been forced to have debates about biomedics ethics. Neil Harbison is a European cyborg with an antenna arcing over his head from the back of his skull. And of course, they're going to have debates over biomedic ethics because that's what's going to involve the new world system that they're concocting. And as well as beginning with the banking elite, they want this to be enrolled, you know, a device, an implantable device which can connect you to the virtual reality and as well as the Internet of Things, therefore keeping track of every living being on the face of the map and measuring every single being on the face of the map, whatever it is that they're thinking, measuring what they buy or sell, measuring their their heart beating and everything else. They want to know everything about you, and the way that they can do so is by getting in your head. It is all going to be based on this technology, and therefore what also excites them is that they're going to become gods over everybody. So this is why the banking elite especially want to see this being enrolled, this technological world where people are connected with implantable devices, connecting them with the virtual reality, the metaverse, and as well as the internet. So let's continue to read on. Let's read this again. In doing so, we've been forced to have debates about biomedic ethics. Neil Harbison is a European cyborg with an antenna arcing over his head from the back of his skull. He suffers from I can't say that word. I'm going to make an attempt one more time to say this word. He suffers from actropsia, a state of total color blindness where he sees the world in shades of gray. The installation of Neil's antenna allows him to hear colors, which he converts into art. Harbison told The Guardian, I feel like I am technology. I don't think of my antennas as a device. It's a body part, but society has hardly accepted Neil as he is. Antenna and all. In the same Guardian story notes that the camera at the end of Neil's antenna was once ripped out by police. To go as far as else to read, Harbison called it one of the worst days of my life. stiff reactions to technology are common. Many studies have been published postulating as to whether smartphones are killing conversations or making people stupid. And it is, because the average person nowadays can't formulate a sentence correctly. And because ultimately the real goal was just for everybody to be tracked as to why they've created these gadgets in the first place. But at the same time, it's disallowing people not to think for themselves anymore, to be self-sufficient mentally. So when people are further away swayed from doing that, they're going to become more dependent on the technology. And then people are going to become more used to not having to think for themselves anyway, because before the technology, people weren't really thinking as much. But now people are not even thinking. People can't even spell basic words or formulate sentences, like I said. All right. And that's all due to this technology. And like I want to also say, if now people are more dependent on this technology now, it's the same technology that would be converted into the people, then people are going to give up their life. Because once a man has your mind intact, which is what these devils want, they want a seat in your mind. And basically, obviously, that's where the Most High sits at. Because the Lord, as it reads in the book of Proverbs 20 and 24, as it reads, man's goings are of the Lord, and how can a man then understand his own way? So they want to kick the Most High out of his seat, which is in the mind. And they want to control your mind. They want to pull the cords of your mind to the point where they want to be your gods. So anyway, but the commonality of the smartphone is given nearly everyone who has a second brain for communicating, logging memories, and more. Compulsive reaching for your phone or a sense of longing without it compels the argument that we're already cyborgs, a viewpoint shared by Elon Musk. And, to a certain degree, he's kind of correct, because what they've also done is they've conditioned us to be hip and to be connected with these cell phones. And a lot of us can't even go out our house without our cell phone. It's gotten to that point now where it's normal for us to leave our house with our cell phone. And if we don't have our cell phone, it's like we don't have our wallets. Or if you're a woman, you don't left your purse. So they've conditioned us to be interconnected with this technology. So it's conditioning, preparing us for the real technological device that they want to insert in all of us, which will lead to the MOTB prophecy. And this is what this thing in Ukraine is all about, and as well as even the previous psychological operations that took prior. It's all about leading to a point of bringing this new world order to completion. In other words, bringing in this world where people are going to be fully connected to the Internet of Things, and as well as what they call the metaverse. And therefore, in that metaverse, which the word meta goes back to the word metamorphosis, which means to change. And I want to look up the actual. I know the word morph means to change, but what does the word meta mean? Yeah, so the word is metamorphosis. 1530s, change of form or structure, action or process of changing in form, originally especially by witchcraft. From the Latin, metamorphosis, from the Greek, metamorphosis, a transformation, from metamorphone, if I'm pronouncing that right, to transform, to be transfigured from meta, here indicating change. Morph, shape, form, a word of certain etymology. So there you go. So it just means to change or to transform, to change shape. The word morph means shape, and the word meta means to change. So they want to change your shape. They want to unshape you from reality and shape you for the virtual reality. This is why they're having to discuss and argue about, and debate about, as it reads. Let me read this again. Let's go back up And let me bring this back all over again. In doing so, we've been forced to have debates about biomedics ethics. Exactly. Because now is the time to think about putting people under this technology, which will complete their one world system. Okay. So there you go. I wonder if I can read some more on this. Should a person... Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't need to read any more on this. If you want to read some more on this, what I'll do is I'll put this article, the link to it, in the description box, and you can go, read it for yourself. But yeah, I mean, the point is already clear as to what they really want to do to the public, to the people around the world, to be exact. And, this is not something that's going to trigger us to blow our minds, because we know that this is the agenda anyway. This is what's coming down the pike, especially referencing the prophecy of the book of Revelation, when John the Revelator saw people being lined up, going for this particular mark, which the word there is karagma, which means to insert something inside of your skin. So John the Revelator saw this mark being implemented in the way that he saw it. And we're now in the time of John the Revelator, when he actually had received that vision. We're in that time. So now it's not so far-fetched. Now, in the time of him explaining the vision, he probably didn't even really understand the vision in totality, because they didn't have that kind of technology at the time. He didn't see that. But what he saw was, he saw the future. And we're in the future that he envisioned. Okay. Now I want to show you something else.
I think might be the
Let me bring this back so you can, because you might have not heard it.
This danger can be stated in the form of a simple equation, which I think might be the defining equation of life in the 21st century. B times C times D equals R. Which means biological knowledge multiplied by computing power multiplied by data equals the ability to hack humans. If you know enough biology and you have enough computing power and data, you can hack my body and my brain and my life, and you can understand me better than I understand myself.
Mm-hmm.
You can know my personality type, my political views, my sexual preferences, my mental weaknesses, my deepest fears and hopes. You know more about me than I know about myself. And you can do that not just to me, but to everyone. A system.
And that's pretty much the point. I mean, I don't need to play any more than that. That's what these devils really want to do. They want to get deep inside of you. They want to know every single bit of information about you, man. Even your deepest thoughts. Just like it reads in the book of the 1 Kings 8:39. And this was said, then hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and forgive and do. And this is Solomon, I believe, speaking unto the Heavenly Father. And do and give to every man according to his ways, whose heart thou knowest. This is the point. Whose heart thou knowest, for thou, even thou only, knowest the hearts of all the children of men, that they may fear thee in all of the days that they live in the land which thou gavest unto our fathers. But the point here, I just wanted to finish it off on 40, because it felt like it made sense to finish from verse 40. But anyway, the point of the matter is that they want to be like the creator of knowing the hearts of all the children of men on the face of the earth. And that's why they have to drill, or have you comfortable in believing that it's okay or should I say, for them to drill this implantable device, because they want to know every single thing about you, like I've just said. And as this man really put it completely correct, because they already got the computing power. They already got the power of accessing your data. For example, you have the 5G towers, which the 5G is good for consuming amount of data. So they already have the infrastructure there. They already got all of the mechanisms that they need. So now all that they need is just to formulate psychological operation after psychological operation, or even multiple psychological operations for that matter. And then the world is on their way to having to undergo getting pissed and getting this technology inserted into them, whether it's in the brain, or whether it's in the right hand, or whether it's on the left hand. Because ultimately they want to be the controllers of everybody's mind. They want to be the government 10 times even more than what they already are, which the word government, by the way, means mind control. They want to do that and then over the top. Proverbs, no, I've read it already. So this is 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, all that is worshipped, so that he is as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. And that's what E-Sau again wants to position himself. He wants to position himself so that the world can look at him as he's the Most High. And the way that he can more so do that is by controlling you. Because what makes Yahweh the way that he is? Because for one, he's the creator, and also he controls all of his creation. That's what makes Yahweh who he is. But they want to take that from the Most High, and they want to be likened unto the creator. And with that being said, they can manipulate the future. If you can manipulate the minds of men, then you can manipulate your future as well. Because these elites, they know if they don't get this down right, they're going into slavery. They know that the Messiah is getting ready to come back. And let's just say we're all under this technology. Then guess what? They can manipulate our minds to be unconverted. Then they can prevent the Most High from coming back. The Son of the Most High, to be exact, excuse me. But this can't be prevented because everything's written to happen, and the Lord is not a liar. All right. And it's the Most High that puts knowledge in men to deceive them or to lead them into the right place. And the reason why the Lord got them on this hype of bringing in this tech, because the Lord is going to obviously have them perform the duty that he wants them to perform, which is bringing in the final prophecy, which is the MOTB. But as it is written, the deceived and the deceive are his. So you could be deceived into doing the right thing, or you could be deceived into doing the wrong thing. And these Edomites, these multi-billionaires, they're deceived by their wealth, and as well as they're deceived by their power, and they're deceived by wanting to gain more power, because the Lord has given them this thought process of enhancing their technology so that they can fulfill prophecy. And eventually, once the Lord fulfill his words, then the Lord can send his son back to destroy this place. It's all a snare. And they're walking directly towards that snare. That's what it is, man. So, I mean, I think I've made my point on this video here. I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and the Son, Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahushai, Baal Shem Rakah Kwadash. And with that, I'm out, and I'm closing, and I say Shalom.